So something is happening right now that is causing many people to panic. And many states are starting to panic as well. That is that states are actually spending millions of dollars to send migrants away from their state, somewhere else. And this is actually turning into a massive problem because now these governors and these mayors are asking for federal assistance to help with the incoming migrants or with sending immigrants away. So, I will address what's going on here in just a moment. All I ask is if you enjoy these daily updates, do me a favor, it takes just 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button, and let's begin. So this is an article from Axios. I want to go and touch on some of this stuff. It says states spent tens of millions of taxpayer dollars to ship migrants elsewhere this year. Well, keyword here is taxpayer dollars. They are using taxpayer dollars to send people to another state. But do you know why? Well, let's keep reading. It says why it matters. What started as a GOP political stunt ahead of the midterms has led states and cities of both parties to spend significant resources to help migrants and asylum seekers reach other parts of the country. It says the U.S. has a resettlement process for refugees that ensures they are placed in communities prepared to support them, but there is no such national coordination for migrants or asylum seekers. This means that states are trying to ad hoc come up with solutions. They're not being, it's not done successfully. Okay? Now, this was a big thing with the Texas Governor Greg Abbott. He started sending busloads of people to New York, to Chicago, and to other states that were pretty much on him, telling him that you need to be receptive of these people. Okay, they're coming into the United States. We need to take care of them. And he started to send them off to other states. One of them was New York and Chicago. Well, you know what New York and Chicago are doing now? Well, New York, for example, they are, when people come in, they are spending thousands of dollars to pretty much buy them a ticket anywhere they want to go. They will buy them an airline ticket anywhere they want to go. The taxpayers are paying for it. And guess what? Those people are going to as far as Morocco, from what I've heard. Okay? They can go anywhere in the United States. They just cannot go, I believe, in New York. They have to get out of the state. Chicago is also doing something very interesting, which New York is doing as well, is their shelters are being so overrun, and there's just a line of people waiting to get in, that since October 1st, shelters are placing a 60-day maximum stay. So you cannot stay in a shelter for more than 60 days before they kick you out, and you got to come back through the line again. Well, guess what? It's getting cold. Lawmakers are worried. The governor is worried. Mayors are concerned that these people are going to be dying on their streets. And what happens when immigrants are dying on the streets in New York City, in Chicago? What happens then? Well, I guarantee you, mainstream media is going to pick up on this. They're going to get video and photos. And guess what? The United States and the crisis that we are facing now, well, these are only going to be amplified. They're going to get worse. So, here's one thing I just want to say. Right now, states are asking for billions of dollars in additional funding from the federal government. And the federal government is open to sending additional funding to these states. The problem is, these are Democratic states. Republicans say, no, we're not going to send you more money because we've been asking for additional funding and border reform for years. And yet we haven't done anything. So if those states want additional funding, we want border reform. We want stricter border policies. That's what they're asking for. So, what does this mean moving forward? Well, here's what we know. The biggest concern is the cold, the winter months, because New York and Chicago, they're not warm. They are not warm. You're going to get snow. You're going to get, freezing rain. You're going to get ice. It will be cold, and people could potentially lose their lives if they're living out on the streets. So, as of right now, it is being discussed that there's a possibility there will be additional funding for these states to help out these immigrants. But in exchange, Republicans want to ensure their stricter border policies. So we're going to see what happens moving forward, but what I can tell you is that states are concerned with what is coming, and because of that, they're actually willing to negotiate and potentially pass a bipartisan bill that would actually benefit all parties involved. So, as we get more information on this, I promise I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates, but that is what we know at this time. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.